What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Nerd Cave Podcast, and I am joined along with two sexy men beside me.
Derek Diamond.
And Robbie Rawls.
This is episode 170. 170 of these things out in the wild. More than the original.
Catch 'em with your Pokeballs.
More than the original Pokemon.
That's crazy.
20 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a couple of months, we'll be at 200.
Jeez. That's crazy to think.
Gotta do something big.
Yeah. Something big.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
Like
And a shirt.
this big.
That says, "Oh, Robbie."
Guys, if you don't know, this podcast comes out every Friday on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube,
And Google Play now.
and Google Play.
That's growing.
All of those places are available Friday. But if you want to check out the episode early, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave and drop $5 for the audio version and $10 for the YouTube version. Throughout the week, though, we put out segments of the podcast, and on Friday, it's just a word. The whole thing. I was going to use a word that I can't use.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
We can use that one.
The good 15.
Yes.
That's what I like to call it. The good 15.
The good 15. I like that.
So you can go check that out. Support us over at Patreon. First $1 gets you an exclusive episode.
Holler.
Makes Robbie holler. He's easy. So guys, I haven't seen you in like 3 years. Tell me.
So since the podcast started, you have not seen us. You were here for episode 1, and now you are back to celebrate 170.
Yeah. Well,
good to have you back.
Has somebody else been here?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
good. No, that Willis kid.
No.
So what's been going on?
Still busy with work. Baseball season is approaching its regular season end. We'll have at least 2 playoff games in September, but got to go to a cool wrestling show last night. We're recording this Saturday afternoon. NXT was here in Pensacola last night, and I was wanting to go, and then after Thursday's game, which went a whole 14 innings, and I got home after midnight, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to stay at home and not do anything on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But then thinking about it, I was like, I'm going to regret it if I don't go.
Oh, yeah.
So bought a ticket, ran into a few friends there. And wrestling live to me is so different than watching it on TV because you can feel the crowd get really into it. Mm-hmm. And it was NXT, so it wasn't like John Cena or Brock Lesnar or anybody was there.
Yeah.
But it was still like really high quality wrestling.
Oh, good.
And it was really, really good. Main event, let's see, what was the main event? It was Samoa Joe and Austin Aries against a newer guy. His name, and I'm not joking when I say this, is No Way Jose. But he's really funny. And Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, I like that.
Went nuts.
Oh, my
when
God.
He came out.
Like, I remember driving past the Bay Center or whatever they call it these days and seeing the sign and seeing Samoa Joe and Nakamura on the sign. I was like, oh, I want to go so bad. And then I looked at the date, and it was the day of the band preview, and I was like, curses, why did I not plan this better?
Work always gets in the way.
Oh, yeah, man. But I'm glad it was enjoyable, though.
It was. They had some cool interaction, too. They actually had a legitimate walkway, like a ramp and an entryway with a video board. And they were actually pulling tweets from people using the hashtag NXT Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
So I tweeted it, and mine got on the board. But it wouldn't cycle back around because it was coming back from intermission. Because I was going to take a picture of it and post it on Facebook, but I didn't get to see it again. But still, it was really cool.
Cool.
But the crowd interaction was great. There was this guy there. I can't remember his name. He was like this huge guy with long hair. And he was bragging about how he deserves to be on one of the main rosters. Well, during the match, fans started chanting Kenny G. And I was like, holy crap, he looks a lot like Kenny G. But it was fun. It was absolutely a lot of fun. And I actually really like the way the wrestling shows have been since the draft. They're different. They're refreshing. And I can say this for the first time in probably 4 or 5 years. I actually look forward to watching every week now. Both
Hey.
shows.
That's a big statement because I know it got pretty stale.
Yeah.
It's like walking into your fridge and like you pull out something you like really liked like a long time ago, and then you eat it and it's like ash in your mouth.
You check the expiration date and it's from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like worms all in it, and you're like, "What is this thing?"
Milk lumps up as it comes up.
More cheese than milk at that point. But no, just little things like the graphics that pop up when the wrestlers come out are different. Like on Raw, it's still just the name, but on SmackDown, it comes on the side of the screen and has the person's picture, when they debuted, and a couple of like little facts about them, like their height and weight. And I'm like,
Okay.
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
On Raw, the announce table's by the entryway, and they do like at the beginning of the show, they'll have the announcers stand up, and you'll see the fans in the ring in the background. And then on SmackDown, it's still next to the ring. But just little things like that, and they do actual post-match interviews now, like they
Okay.
used to do back in the day. Like as soon as
Yeah.
the match is over, if like the main event guy wins or loses, an announcer will run down and be like, "Oh, you know, Roman Reigns, how do you feel about your loss against Finn Balor?" And they'll actually do a legit post-match interview.
Is Mean Gene back? That's all I care about.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, Mean Gene Okerlund.
I love Mean Gene. Mean Gene was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, he's quite a partier.
Really?
Yep. He's not like how he is on TV.
Huh.
Like, he drinks and smokes a lot.
Huh. How about
Still a
the,
nice guy.
How about the Fink?
Fink is still around. He does WrestleManias. But
Okay.
that's about it.
Okay.
He's the
Cool.
only person I think that's on like in the company to appear at every single WrestleMania. on
That's
camera.
really cool.
He comes out and he'll introduce the Hall of Fame people. Like they'll do a highlight video showing the Hall of Fame ceremony the night before, then they'll bring all the inductees out on the entryway, and they'll wave to the crowd and everything. So,
That's really
yeah.
cool.
But no, wrestling's been a lot of fun, and I'll end the wrestling discussion on this. But this is in the very early stages. But starting in September, we will have a Nerd Cave wrestling-based
Ooh.
podcast with myself, the phenomenal Adam Gumbert.
No.
No?
No, he just leaves a comment and it's like, I'll get back to this later. It's like, what is that?
But it's not just Gumbert. It's also the amazing Nick Caputo. So we'll be doing that starting sometime in September.
Maybe the Vikings will learn how to kick by then.
You're not
Maybe
gonna let
maybe
that
now that
go
they're in,
right.
maybe now that they're in their new stadium.
Yeah. I'm just throwing shade left and right. So Robbie, tell me about your adventures.
I've been doing pretty good working at the radio station, where I found out that I do not get paid bi-weekly. I get paid monthly, which, you know, having to make all that stretch out. But other than that, we did get approved for a new show that I'm going to be a part of, as also with Jobin. It's going to be what was it?
The Sunday Morning Starters.
Sunday Morning Starters. It's a fantasy football
Oh, cool.
podcast, radio show.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And that starts August 21st.
So, other than that, I get to watch the Olympics now and see how many people get infected with the Zika virus and how many people get kidnapped in Rio.
You know that word's copyrighted, right?
Zika?
No, Olympics.
Really?
Yep.
Bleep it out.
I'm gonna have to bleep it out when I say it too. Well, like we did,
Those games from Greece.
We did a theme night in conjunction with it, and we couldn't call it that or even use the rings because that logo is copyrighted, and apparently they've been hitting a lot of people hard with it.
Well, if you don't know what we're talking about the thing where all the different countries and stuff get together and have
The games from Olympus.
Yes,
that works too.
There you go.
that's a good episode title. Games of Olympus.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and you used to have to do them naked.
What's really funny is I was with
Why not
Trevor.
now?
I was hanging out with Trevor, Hunter, Susan, and a couple of other people, and they were like, "So where are the games taking place?" And for some reason, I don't know why, but Fast and Furious 5 kicked in. I was like, "This is Brazil!" Whenever all the guns come out, I was like, "It's in Rio, though." But yeah,
I'm glad that you're referencing the greatest movie franchise of all
I do
time.
that a lot now. I watched Tokyo Drift the other night too.
I can see you actually doing it with that voice and the.
I
This
did.
is-
I was at the table and there was a lot of people around me, and I did exactly that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good times, good
Yeah.
times.
Good. Didn't you watch something too?
I did. I forget things.
And I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I actually got to watch Tarzan last night.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to try to do the yell,
No, I'm
Did
good.
Phil Collins do the soundtrack?
it's the only thing that movie was missing. I missed hearing the soothing tones of Phil Collins.
Studio.
Not that one. That one came on the radio a while back.
my mind
I like that song.
all
I did
the
too.
time. I love it.
I
Amy hates it because I annoy her with it.
I heard it on the radio and I recorded it and sent it to Zach. But Tarzan, it was really good. It did not. I mean, it did not follow the animated at all. But it was 8 years after he went back to England with Jane. So you got to see him already become this well-spoken, somewhat sophisticated person. He gets tricked to go back to Africa, and before he goes, he's talking to Jane, and he comes up and she's teaching kids, and Tarzan comes up, or his name's John, and they were like, "So can you really talk to animals and stuff like that?" And they saw his knuckles, because when he was walking, he puts down his knuckles and his knuckles swell out big. I was like, Jesus Christ! And the kids were like. But it was all in all a really good movie.
I'm really confused about the knuckle thing now.
Because he was walking on his knuckles on all four, and it made him callous. And
So did they when he put them down? Did they just swell up then?
Well, his knuckles were already big, but whenever he did it like that, and they protruded out because the bones shifted. From
Oh, okay.
growing up, walking on all fours.
Okay, I got you now.
But
I was like,
I
is it
probably
a-
should have explained that.
Yeah,
a little
I
bit.
was really confused. I was like, what's going on with this movie?
But I mean, the music in it was amazing. I mean, you just see some of the stunning jungles that's in Africa. When this African tribe starts singing, Jane was like, "They're singing the Legend of Tarzan," and it kind of pans back to when his family shipwrecked.
Was it
here.
Toto? Africa.
Did he miss the rains down in Africa?
I wish he did. I would have died laughing. But you see him fight the leopard and all that stuff. So, I mean, if you haven't seen Tarzan, I would definitely check it out. It's really good. I do love how they're making the animated Disney movies into, live action. I do miss a lot of the songs because you're thinking of, when come stop your crying, it'll be out. When's that going to come up? But it never did. But they are still great movies.
The one thing that I'm really not looking forward to is Pete's Dragon. It looks nothing like the original.
It does not.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
They
is
did
this
that
crap?
intentionally. I don't know why, but they said it doesn't. It's nothing like the original.
No, the original movie's the best.
I was never a big fan of that movie. I tried watching it and I never could get into it.
I loved it. I watched it all the time.
I watched it once. I thought it was okay, but I would have much rather them try to do some, I guess not bigger name Disney movies, but try to do some more.
Pete's Dragon is one of the bigger ones. It's just old. That's
I'm
the
saying,
thing.
Some of the ones that people might not connect more with, but I guess it's really just
Next, you'll be like, oh, I want them to do Song of the South. You racist.
I'm gonna have to meet both of you.
I'm on my wonderful day.
I'm just waiting for the Aladdin adaptation.
Scarlett Jo as Jasmine.
Yeah. What I wish they could do, but unfortunately he has passed on, I would have made the genie completely CG and brought back Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, no one else can be the genie.
No,
You know who should play Jafar?
Who?
The Great Khali.
I was going to say The Rock.
The Rock can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He can.
I want The Rock to be Aladdin. Just like this.
Aladdin's supposed to be a pipsqueak. He's supposed
No,
to
I want Kevin Hart as Aladdin. and
The Rock is the genie.
I was gonna say, if The Rock is Aladdin, then he could be the Kevin Hart should be a boo because that's about the same size.
I was thinking Kevin Hart is Jafar.
What you about doing up there?
His Cobra staff's bigger than he is.
the comedic humor behind just that, the size and everything. Oh, so yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do with the Nerd Game podcast.
Yeah.
We ramble.
Yeah, we do.
So, y'all want to get into the news?
Let's do it.
All right. We've got some NX rumors coming at you.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, some rumors, some partially confirmed stuff. Haven't really talked about NX in a while. You can talk about the launch titles.
So they're saying that within the first 6 months, we will get Zelda, Mario, and the most important one, a console Pokemon game.
Ooh.
Now, it could be Stadium 3.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Snap 2.
Mm-hmm.
But if they release, like Zelda is a for sure launch title, and I would think Mario would be one as well because he's their flagship character.
Yeah.
If they announce like a month or 2 months after the launch, if it's an open world Pokemon game,
Yeah.
people will buy that system for
Just
that
for that.
alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I would.
If this is true, I think it's a very, very smart thing to do.
The only like question in my mind about the open world Pokemon game is they'll be releasing Sun and Moon at the end of this year. So would they release something within 4 months of that launch that would kind of curtail those sales?
True. They're saying it'll be within 6 months.
Okay.
So, and the system comes out in March, so you think October.
Yeah, I could see it be
the
there.
games
then.
would be Sun and Moon would be out for basically a year.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I could see that. I couldn't see it being like a month or two after launch, but if it's in October, it would make
And
sense.
that definitely is plenty of like, a cooldown. And even if you just take, you have some of the characteristics from the handheld games, like, throw tall grass and, you're able to avoid it. And, just being able to create your own character and, just be able to go off into the world and start your own Pokemon adventure would be just... I mean, it's something that I've been waiting for on the console for,
Since Gen
forever.
1. Yeah. Can you scroll back up?
Yeah, sorry about that.
So another thing, we mentioned Nintendo needs third-party support.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that NX will receive third-party support from Sega, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Activision, and Warner Brothers. I think especially with Ubisoft, I think that's a big thing.
That and Activision.
Yeah, those two are the bigger ones. Warner Brothers is the next one. The thing that we'll get into, the partially confirmed thing, is that this console is not going to be a parallel for the Xbox One and the PS4. It's not going to be as powerful. So they're going to be having to tailor experiences directly to what the NX is going to be. That's a good thing and a bad thing in a way because they just can't port it over to the NX. So like they say, Activision makes the newest Call of Duty. All right. It can go on both of the Xbox One and PS4, but it's not going to be as graphically as powerful as the other one, so they're going to have to curtail and make it something into that can work on the NX. So that's the only problem. I see that burning some bridges with third-party developers.
It's definitely possible.
But I'm glad that we see some of these on here. That's a big first step.
Yeah.
Because the Wii U totally killed the third party interaction. So I think second parties are going to be a huge thing for the NX though, because Nintendo will be paying them to make games, so they'll be constantly coming out. And the partially confirmed portion of this, the NX is rumored to
been
be
rumored for a while.
Yeah, rumored for a while, and it's been something we've talked about several times, that it is going to be a handheld that can be plugged into a TV and show the screen and everything. This was reported by Eurogamer, Kotaku, and Polygon, and IGN has had other sources confirm this. But what it is the handheld, the sides of the handheld, you have your D-pad over here, you have your other joystick and your AB, whatever.
X and Y.
Yeah, those. On this side, they actually are supposedly detachable, and you can have one person using one side, one person using the other.
For the older system.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. So it'll be interesting for multiplayer. I don't see how you could, unless they have some way of connecting like the Pro controller or something like that, so you get a little bit more, like if you're having a hand, like single player wise, it would be fine, but having us trying to be competitive and like play Smash or whatever, I could see that being a little to me. But you can see some concept art down here. I think if I can play a Zelda game, like when I go back to VidCon, if I have a Zelda on this NX and I can fly and play freaking Zelda all the way there, and when I get there, I can dock it and then play it on the TV while I'm there, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool idea that you're able to, because you have your DSs, you have your handheld games like that, but you don't have that, the compatibility where they'd be able to hook it up to a TV and have all the different games. To be able to have that to where, if you're riding, shotgun in a car, you could play whatever you wanted to. Like you said, when you're flying, when you're laying in bed and you don't want to play your Xbox and you just want to lay on your side. I mean, it's convenient.
Yeah.
Like, it's worth it on the convenient side of things.
And if you look at Nintendo, the success that they have is from their handhelds. And even with the Wii U, the nice thing about it is the gamepad, where you could go into another room. You could be sitting with your friends, and they can be watching TV while you're still playing whatever it is on your. You could be playing Mario Kart or whatever. That's really cool. But having something that you can take and you don't have to plug in this, that, or the other, it's just right in your hand. That is going to be good. The only thing that I have to say is the build quality better be good.
I think it will be.
Yeah, the gamepad felt just kind of shoddy in my mind.
Yeah. My thing is, like, I do think all of this is true, but I'm not putting a ton of stock into it because I want to see Nintendo come out themselves and say, this is what the NX is.
Yeah.
I want to know specs. I want to know what it can and can't do.
Yeah, battery life is going to be a big thing for it.
Yep.
Being a handheld.
With this being pretty much Nintendo's last shot, I think they're going to try to come out swinging. I think everything's going to be as good as they can get it. Will that be good enough for us? We're not sure yet, but I think they're going to do everything in their ability to make the NX their best system because, like I said, this is their last shot at the console game.
Yeah, and just from having both a DS and a Vita, the Vita's build quality is leaps and bounds further than the 3DS. So it needs to be something that feels good, that is quality material, and that will last.
Yeah.
If you drop it, it isn't going to crack or whatever, Also, that is probably going to be running off of cartridges, which they've been doing for a very long time.
I think from a throwback standpoint, that's kind of cool.
And you can fit most games are... most games download a lot of stuff onto it from there. So just like my Vita, like I'll plug in a game, it'll download, then it'll download all the updates, and that's majority of what the game is.
It could be something like that.
So, be interesting.
And DS having their market on for those help out a lot because you can go and buy a lot of the games that download directly onto the DS. But like you said, the throwback idea of the cartridge is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's become cheaper to make cartridges and everything. My biggest concern is, other than the battery and that this actually just works altogether, is they have to make, if I bought something on my 3DS, that it freaking works on the NX. If you've bought something on your Wii U Virtual Console, that it actually works on the NX, because unlike Xbox One and PlayStation 4, they don't cross over right now, which is the stupidest thing.
That's been a complaint from fans for a long, long time. Because I had a ton of games on the Wii Virtual Console, but I couldn't port them over to the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like I had to. There is like a Wii mode where you can go into your old like Wii screen and play them, but you can't port them over to the Wii U itself.
Yeah. So they need to fix that, and Nintendo, just do it. Just do it up.
When this thing comes out, like whenever the full details come out, that's going to be a huge, huge story.
Now, Nintendo is doing well right now, especially with Pokemon Go. We don't know exactly the numbers and everything, but the amount of chargers and battery packs that have been sold has went up 101% since the launch of Pokemon Go.
If we were smart, we should have bought stock in like portable chargers.
Yeah, like Moby or whatever like that. Like we'd be
Jesus
so rich
Christ.
right now. I'll just read this little tidbit. In the 6 weeks leading up to Pokemon Go's launch, battery pack sales were only up 4% over the previous year. In the 2 weeks following the launch of Pokemon Go, sales of portable power packs reached nearly 1.2 million units sold, the MPD said. So the MPD tracks all of these kind of like numbers related to technology. That is ridiculous. 1.2 million units sold in 2 weeks. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I've started using mine again.
Like this was given to me 2 years ago, and it sat in my drawer until Pokemon Go came out, and then I was like, why not?
Yeah.
It helps so much.
So there you go. Buy stock while it's probably not cheap anymore. Going along with Pokemon Go, there has been a lawsuit against Niantic.
Imagine that.
Yeah, regarding trespassing. According to Polygon, the lawsuit states that at least 5 individuals knocked on the plaintiff's door and asked for access to the plaintiff's backyard in order to catch Pokemon that the game had placed in the plaintiff's residence in West Orange, New Jersey, without the plaintiff's permission. So what the plaintiff is, the whole thing is, Niantic did not ask this guy. His whole case is based on they did not ask him to put Pokemon there, put a Pokestop or whatever in that location. So it's an invasion of privacy, and they're probably making money off it, which they are making money off of this game. Yeah. So the lawsuit was filed on July 29th, and they have 21 days until they have to respond. So what do y'all think about that situation? Do you think he's in the right?
I mean, technically he is, but those people who are knocking on his door, you do not have to be right on that person's property to be able to catch something, because I can be from here all the way. Well, y'all have seen my house. I could be at the far end of my house and still catch something in my neighbor's yard, which is across the street from me.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be right on top of your Pokemon. So, I mean, knocking on someone's door, or you could just kind of not trespass into the yard, but kind of just
stand on the sidewalk.
I mean, stand on public ground.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that. And I mean, if the one thing I will say about the Pokestops, the ones that are on like cemeteries, those I think should probably be removed.
Yeah.
But like you said, with this guy and having a Pokestop at his house, you don't have to be on the person's property, because I can be sitting in the press box at work, and there can be like a Venonat at home plate, and I don't have to walk down to home plate to catch it. I can catch it from right there.
Yeah, I think people are just taking it a little bit too seriously.
And plus, how do you know there's a Pokemon in that yard? There's no tracking anymore. Yeah. So, I mean, those people's arguments are invalid, because you don't know where the heck that Pokemon is. It could be 200 meters behind you for all you know.
Yeah. Well, this was filed on July 29th, so it probably was happening before the tracking went out.
Yeah.
So, How did the Pokemon Go event go? Y'all hadn't talked about that yet. Did it go well?
Yeah, it went really well. We had a few people come up and talk to us, but the Riverwalk was packed. And from what I heard, a lot of the people that were there because they saw our event page.
Oh,
so
cool.
it went really well.
Good.
And definitely picked up some things to do better for the next event, because I would love to try to get one on Palafox Pier, because anywhere from 5 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning, there's 300 to 400 people out there.
Dang, that's crazy.
But
It's always lured.
Yeah, it was really fun. Got to meet some people. Hunter actually handed out a crap ton of cards.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yeah, he was helpful.
Go Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Hunter.
Some girl was like, I got pepper spray in my eye. Can I get some water? Hunter was like, yeah, here, have a card too. And I was like,
How did you get pepper spray in her eye?
well, she had some people walking up to her, and
She got freaked out.
so she had it in her hand, and it rubbed off on her hands without her knowing, and she scratched her eye. So she got pepper spray in her eye.
What an idiot. I'm sorry if you're listening, but
Yeah.
So I'm glad it went well. We're going to go back into video games right now. Hitman Episode 4 Bangkok has got a release date. I've been a big Hitman fan,
It's
but I have
great, yeah.
not played any of the newest one because it's been it's been segmented up like a Telltale game would be.
Yeah.
The 4th episode of Hitman, which sees Agent 47 head to Thailand, will be released on August 16th. I've been looking forward to this. I'm waiting for the whole game just to come out so I can play it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So,
Now, I didn't play the newest one, but I played the one before that. Like you said, Hitman has been a great game. It's always super fun to, silently take someone out and
murder someone.
Take their life.
Someone sees you, hey, just strip their clothes off and put them on you, and guess what? They don't know who you are anymore.
Yeah, this naked person here that I'm sure that the person that took his clothes looked exactly like he did.
They never think like that because I always just walk right by.
Oh, I know.
But the mechanics in the game were always really fun. Some of the missions, you had to definitely rely on stealth a lot, which I love to go in guns blazing. So it's always a different strategy for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, the usual stealth gameplay is it's really stealthy until something screws up and then you're like, forget it. You just start mowing people down.
That's usually how it works for me.
All right, from one agent to another, Agent Carter.
Love that show.
It's an awesome show. Haley Atwell talks on whether Agent Carter could return. I'll read a little bit of this. I think they would have figured something out in terms of making a special or waiting until we finish the season and then me doing something else with another network, perhaps. All I'm saying that is that it's still as much loved show. That doesn't make any sense for people involved in the making of it. We know that the fans, it has a special place in their hearts. That is something that I would be very happy to go back if the opportunity presented itself. I made that last part up.
I know.
Would y'all like to see Agent Carter come back?
I'm shocked Netflix didn't pick it up. It only went 2 seasons. It was a shortened show, meaning it didn't go a full 22 seasons. It only had 13 episodes per season. But it was really good. I mean, it gave a different aspect of the Marvel universe. It was told through a female's perspective.
A strong female perspective.
She was a better agent than all the men that were in the show. I mean, you get to see Tony Stark's dad. You get to see the real life Jarvis, which is kind of cool. Just the whole setting and everything is just so different than anything else. And I am honestly surprised that Netflix did not pick it up because it would have went over huge.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I'm just surprised it got canceled. I mean, like you said, she plays a very strong female character in a time when strong female characters were not looked up upon. Like they were, kind of standoffish with her, and seeing her be Agent Carter was I've only gotten up to episode 6 of the first season, but just from those 6 episodes.
Yeah, I only watched the first season. I thought it was a really good show, really well put together, especially for a network budget. Netflix usually they got that bang going on.
Yeah. Especially now.
Yeah, now. I have not watched any of the second season. From what I've heard from people, that it's pretty much this first season again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad in a way. I think if it did go to Netflix, I think it would have a much better budget and they could go a lot deeper and make it more interesting. I think Netflix hires a lot of good writers, and with them having such a good relationship with Marvel, that it would be the perfect place. So I'm hoping in the future that will happen.
Because you could see a whole lot more of the connecting like they do with, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that, how it connects. Like, I know you can't connect the future to the past like that, but there's things that they could tie into other stuff.
Yeah.
So there's ways they could
Vectors of the past, visions of the future.
Yeah. Speaking of Netflix, I did start watching BoJack Horseman today.
I love BoJack.
So good.
Love
so
BoJack.
good. I'm already 2 episodes in, and I love it.
Just wait to the end. We'll have to talk about the end of the first season.
Yeah.
It's such a good show.
Yeah. So good.
Now, if you're watching this, you're probably this will probably be the last part. So the game's already come out. We're talking about No Man's Sky. I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out Tuesday. If you're
Tuesday?
If you're listening on Patreon, you got this before everybody, and you're good.
You're cool.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
One of the cool kids.
Super cool.
Super cool.
No Man's Sky is a game that I've been wanting to play for a very long time. It's such an ambitious game. And I'm glad that Sony stepped in and helped Hello Games finish making the game. There's been some unfortunate things that's happened, though, in the past few weeks. There's been several street dates been broke from retailers. eBay, there's one been sold on there. And so there's a lot of things that are happening, and people are trying to ruin the game, and that's not good. Don't ruin games.
I hate when
Please
people
don't do
do
that,
that.
especially when it hasn't even come out. Harry Denholm, a programmer at Hello Games, posted on Twitter that No Man's Sky servers would be wiped on Sunday before the game launches on August 9th on PlayStation 4 and August 12th on PC. Denholm added that the game that does not mean the saves, though, just discovery on the online storage will be wiped. Now, this is so people actually get to enjoy the game and discover it.
As it should be.
As it should be, because these people got the stuff before they should have. And then Sean Murray, which is the guy that is the head of Hello Games, he went on there. He said, went on to Twitter and said, "We've spent years filling No Man's Sky with surprises. You've spent years waiting. Please don't spoil it for yourself." I know, and there was a gentleman that had posted gameplay on YouTube and posted on Newgrounds as well. Not Newgrounds, Daily Motion, and they've been pulled down and everything. Guys, just please wait. It's going to be so worth the wait. I'm hoping. The hype is so real, though. Like, this is the most hyped game that I've seen in a very long time, and hype is the worst thing for games or media.
Yeah.
You know where footage of games go once they get taken off of YouTube and other sites, right?
Yeah, they go to porn websites.
Pornhub.
Like that. The Fallout 4 thing. Yeah. So, are you getting No Man's Sky?
Probably not anytime soon. I don't have time to play
He still has games in the wrappers.
Yeah, I'll be getting No Man's Sky, and I'm ready to play it. There is a companion app that's available. It's a fan-made type thing. And if you've got an Android, you can get it on Google Play. It has not come out on iOS, though. But this game looks totally awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll have some time this week when it comes out to do a few Let's Plays. And
The
get
kids
those
say
up.
that one day, whenever that is, that I get a PlayStation 4, that'll be one of the games I buy for it.
Yeah, that's what the kids do say.
One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days.
One of these days.
So, we're going to wrap this up with some questions.
A question.
Commenting so I don't forget.
Don't forget.
Please don't forget.
All right, so
Don't
we've already talked about the experience from
you
NXT
forget
last night.
about me.
None of us has watched Suicide Squad yet.
I will be
No.
seeing it after we record the podcast.
Yeah, I hear it. There's very suicide-y.
And there's a squad.
Yeah,
I've heard there's only two people who like it's Harley and Joker are like the two best things in the movie. The rest is kind of
But I'm excited to see Will Smith play Will Smith.
yeah.
as
Will Smith.
in a costume.
Yes.
Diggy wow wow
So
wow wow.
Adam,
Williams.
Adam asks, with the Batman Telltale game, which I'm so excited to jump into, coming out this week, what game in that style would you like to see made? But here's the kicker. It has to be from a villain's point of view.
One of you guys go first.
Guys, you can submit your questions to our awesome Facebook group. You can search in the search bar Nerd Cave. Vids? Is it Vids now? Or just Nerd Cave? It's Nerd
Yeah.
Cave.
Yeah, just go into the handy dandy search bar and put in Nerd Cave.
Yeah.
Mine would be Knights of the Old Republic from Malik's side of everything.
That'd be pretty good. I could see that.
I would like to see some type of dungeon puzzle game, but from the Riddler's point of view.
Okay.
I can see like a lot of puzzle solving with the Riddler. Riddle solving, things like that.
Yeah. Solving of the riddles.
Yes.
Riddle
Who
me
better-
this.
who
Call it
better
riddle,
than-
riddle
yep.
me this.
Yep.
But then you have like somebody come in and like shooting full of bullets and be like,
Something
"Thought
like
you-
that.
Thought you told me to riddle you."
Yeah.
Riddle me this: what walks on 4 legs, then walks on 2 legs, then walks on 3 legs? A baby, an adult, and then an old man with a cane. Old person with a cane. 3 legs.
If I had a sad trumpet sound effect, I would play it.
That is like a dad's a dad joke gone wrong.
A dad riddle. A diddle.
Mine, it's kind of hard to pick. I would like to actually see a Star Wars Telltale game, but do it from like Boba Fett's point of view.
That would be great.
I think it'd be really interesting. Like he's trying to hunt down some type of bounty, like a very big bounty, and it just gets bigger and bigger as the episodes go on, because the episodes last about an hour to 2 hours, each one of those. And they're usually about 5 of them, so I think it would be a perfect medium to tell a Star Wars tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be where I would put that one. So
I like it.
yeah, there you go.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's episode 170. Why you're still here?
Something I realized that I've been doing. You know how I've seen something on, it's like a meme where it's like you start watching or reading, and you start like subconsciously picking up things from your character that you'll do in real life. Well, one thing I noticed I did, I was talking to Hunter and them last night, and I was like, well, I'm going to go, and I go,
I got you.
Frank Underwood, the double tap, and I stopped, and I was like, why did I do that? I was like, it was cool, but
Why do I live in this abysmal place?
I feel like the ending scene of Ferris Bueller when we're just walking out of the room, like, are you guys still here? Go. Go.
Or Deadpool.
Or Deadpool.
yeah.
And then we'll just lean in and go, chicka-chicka.
So, guys, thanks for watching. If you want this episode early or any of our other episodes, go check us over at patreon.com/nerdcave. You can check out, you also get not just this podcast.
You get all the other
all
ones. You
of the
get
other ones.
Nerd Cave Retro, Fantasy Football for Nerds, and the Derek Diamond Experience.
Yeah, you get all of those
Yep.
just everywhere.
All of the things.
Throughout the week, we break this up into segments, part 1 through 4. And then on Friday, we put it out on youtube.com, Nerd Cave. So there you go.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. The good 15.
The Good 15. That's what the episode title is going to be, The Good 15. And I will use a Tim Tebow jersey for the thumbnail.
So, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't checked out our awesome gaming channel, it's where, Robbie?
Nerd Cave Games. It's all on YouTube. Just, huh?
Nerd Cave Gaming.
Gaming. I was like, what are you talking about? Nerd Cave Gaming over on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're still getting used to all
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
the different stuff.
Yeah, all of those different strokes for different folks, guys. We hope you enjoyed the good 15. This has been Zach.
Derek.
And Robbie.
Have a week.
Chicka.